Every one of us arrives on this earth with two invisible envelopes in our hands. The first envelope is labeled potential. Inside it is everything you could become. The gifts, the talents, the ideas, the dreams. The second envelope is labeled regret. And inside that one is everything you will miss if you never act. At the end of your life, one of those envelopes will be opened, and the choice is yours. What we are talking about isn't just motivation, it's life or death for your destiny. The question is simple. Which envelope will you open? In the part 1 of these video, we talked about the 7 signs you are born for greatness, which are 1. A persistent inner restlessness. 2. A vision that won't leave you alone. 3. Unusual sensitivity to mediocrity. 4. You inspire others without trying. 5. You learn faster and think deeper. 6. Adversity shapes you, not breaks you. 7. You feel time is slipping and you must act now. Now, if you've seen yourself in these signs, if something inside of you whispered, "That's me," then it's time for the most important part. Because awareness alone is not enough. Recognition without action leads to frustration. It's like standing at the door of opportunity, but never walking through it. So the question is, how do you unlock it? How do you take this raw potential, these signs of greatness, and turn them into a life that proves you were born for more? That's what I want to give you now, not theory, but a blueprint. 5 steps. Simple enough to remember, strong enough to change everything. So let's walk through them together. Step 1, own your identity. The first key to unlocking your potential is ownership. Ownership of who you are. Ownership of your design. Ownership of your destiny. Because here's a truth worth writing down. You cannot rise to a life you secretly don't believe you deserve. Let's be honest. Most people don't lose the battle on the outside, they lose it on the inside, in their belief about themselves. They don't think they're smart enough. They don't think they're strong enough. They don't think they're worthy enough. And here's the danger. When you don't see your worth, you won't fight for your future. Too many people play small. They downplay their gifts. They silence their voices. They shrink so others feel comfortable. And they call it humility. But friends, humility is not denying your greatness. Humility is acknowledging the source of your greatness. Real humility says, yes, I have gifts, but I know who gave them to me. Real humility says, yes, I can make an impact, but I don't forget the hands that shaped me. That's humility. Fear is different. Fear says, don't shine too bright, don't stand too tall, don't be too much. But listen, you were not designed to blend in. You were designed to stand out. Let me give you a picture. Think of a garden. If you plant a seed of corn and you try to convince it to stay underground because the other plants might feel insecure, what happens? The seed doesn't apologize. The seed doesn't shrink. The seed grows. Why? Because it was designed to. You are that seed. You were designed to grow, to rise, to break through the dirt and reach for the sunlight. And until you own your identity, you'll keep burying yourself alive. If you want to unlock your potential, the very first step is to stop apologizing for who you are. Stop apologizing for your vision. Stop apologizing for your passion. Stop apologizing for your dreams being bigger than the room you're in. Because you weren't made by accident. You were designed with intention. I remember meeting a young artist years ago. She had an incredible gift. Her paintings carried so much life, so much energy. But when people complimented her, she would always say, "Oh, it's nothing. I'm not that good." I told her, if you keep denying the gift, you'll bury it. If you keep burying it, the world will never see it. And if the world never sees it, part of your purpose will remain hidden. A year later, she started showcasing her art. Today, she inspires thousands. But the shift happened the moment she stopped denying her identity and started owning it. Here's a challenge for you. Tomorrow morning, stand in front of the mirror. Look yourself in the eye and declare, I am not a mistake. I am not an accident. I am designed with purpose. And I will not apologize for being me. That may sound simple, but it's powerful. Because when you believe in who you are, the world begins to believe too. And the world doesn't need another copy. The world needs the original you. Step 2, build habits that align with your destiny. Potential without discipline is wasted. You can be the most talented person in the room. You can have the greatest vision, the biggest dreams, the deepest potential. But if you lack discipline, you'll never see it come to life. Think of it like a seed. A seed has the potential to become a tree. Not just a tree, but a tree that feeds families, that gives shade on a hot summer day, that bears fruit year after year. But here's the reality. Without soil, without water, without sunlight, it stays a seed. The seed will die with the potential still locked inside it. Now listen closely. Your habits are the soil. Your daily rituals are the water. Your discipline is the sunlight. Without them, the greatness inside you never grows. You don't reach a destiny by wishing. You don't reach a destiny by dreaming. Dreams are the blueprint, but habits are the bricks. Dreams inspire, but habits build. Every day you practice a habit, you are either building your destiny or burying it. And here's the truth. If your habits don't match your destiny, you will never arrive at the future you were born for. You can say, one day I'll be wealthy, but if your habits are wasteful, your destiny of abundance will never materialize. You can say, one day I'll be healthy, but if your habits are destructive, your body will break down long before that dream. You can say, one day I'll impact the world, but if your habits are lazy, you'll leave this life with your purpose unfulfilled. It's not about what you say, it's about what you practice. There were 2 farmers. Both had the same fertile land. Both had the same quality of seeds. Both had the same opportunity. But one farmer woke up early every day. He tilled the soil. He watered consistently. He pulled out weeds before they choked the crops. The other farmer, he watered when he felt like it. He worked when he was in the mood. He let the weeds stay, thinking I'll deal with them later. At harvest time, one farmer had abundance. The other had excuses. The difference wasn't potential. The difference was habit. Your life today is the sum of the habits you practiced yesterday. And your life tomorrow will be the sum of the habits you choose today. That's the law of alignment. Destiny is not something you stumble into by accident. Destiny is built one habit at a time. So let me ask you a hard question. What habits are you practicing that serve your destiny? And what habits are you practicing that sabotage it? Be honest. Because honesty is the first step to freedom. If you want to be strong in your future, stop feeding the weakness in your present. If you want to rise in your destiny, stop practicing what keeps you small. You don't have to keep repeating yesterday. You don't have to stay stuck in cycles that steal from your future. Every habit is a seed. Plant new seeds, and you'll grow a new future. So here's the challenge. Don't just dream about destiny. Build it. One decision, one ritual, one habit at a time. Step 3. Choose the right associations. If you want to unlock your potential, you must be ruthless about one thing. Who you walk with. Because your associations determine your acceleration. Show me your friends, and I'll show you your future. That's not just a cute quote. That's not just a clever saying. That's a law. You cannot soar with eagles if you insist on scratching with chickens. You cannot rise above average if you keep surrounding yourself with people who are committed to staying average. Here's the truth. You don't become what you want. You become what you're around. Spend time with complainers, soon you'll complain. Spend time with dreamers, soon you'll dream. Spend time with doers, soon you'll take action. It's not optional. Influence is contagious. The question is, are you catching the disease of mediocrity or the momentum of greatness? The company you keep shapes your destiny. If you surround yourself with people who think small, you'll eventually think small. If you surround yourself with people who settle, you'll eventually settle. But if you walk with people who pursue more, something inside of you awakens. It pulls you higher. It stretches you further. It demands more from you than you would demand from yourself. And that's the power of association. And let me tell you a story of two men who decided to climb a mountain. One surrounded himself with amateurs, people who talked about climbing but never trained. The other surrounded himself with professionals, men who had already scaled mountains, men who knew the path, men who had scars to prove it. When the day came, the first man barely made it halfway. He was discouraged, exhausted, and his companions pulled him back down. The second man, he reached the summit, because every time he slowed down, his companions said, "We've been here before, keep going, you can make it." The difference wasn't his legs, the difference wasn't his lungs. The difference was his company. Sometimes unlocking your potential doesn't start with a new idea. It starts with a new environment. You don't need more motivation, you need more proximity. Proximity to the right voices. Proximity to the right examples. Proximity to people who make your excuses look weak. Because here's what I've learned. Environment will always beat intention. You can intend to grow, but if you stay in a toxic circle, your growth will be choked. You can intend to rise, but if your friends are dragging you down, you'll never take off. But if you change your environment will change you. So here's the question you've got to ask yourself. Who am I walking with? Are the people in my circle pulling me higher or keeping me grounded? Are they feeding my potential or starving it? Sometimes the most loving thing you can do for your future is to let go of people who are killing it. That doesn't mean you stop caring. It doesn't mean you stop loving. But it does mean you stop building your destiny in the wrong company. Because the truth is, your future is too important to be casual about your associations. Because every relationship is a seed, and every seed grows into a harvest. Plant the right ones, and your future will be rich. So remember this. Change your circle, and you can change your destiny. Step 4. Turn vision into daily action. This one is simple, but it separates dreamers from doers. Vision is beautiful. It inspires you. It excites you. But listen carefully. Vision without action is just imagination. You can have the most powerful vision in the world. You can write it in journals, paint it on walls, and repeat it in affirmations. But if you don't move your feet, your dream becomes nothing more than a decoration in your mind. If you see yourself born for more, you've got to act like it. Not someday. Not when the timing is perfect. But today. You see, timing will never be perfect. Circumstances will never fully line up. The stars won't all shine in your favor before you begin. The bridge between where you are and where you want to be is daily action. That's why some people spend a lifetime dreaming while others spend a lifetime achieving. The difference isn't vision, the difference is execution. Now, don't misunderstand me. I'm not asking you to take massive leaps every single day. That's not sustainable. I'm asking you to take consistent steps. Small, steady, daily steps. Write one page. Make one phone call. Save $1. Take one risk. Build one habit. Why? Because of small actions done consistently compound into extraordinary results. It's the principle of the seed. You don't plant a forest overnight. You plant one seed, then another, then another. Given time and consistency, you end up with a harvest too big to count. Two writers had the same vision to publish a book. One said, "I'll start when inspiration strikes. I'll wait for the perfect idea, the perfect moment." The other said, "I'll write one page a day." Just one. A year later, the first writer was still waiting. The second writer had 365 pages of full manuscript. That's the power of daily action. One page a day doesn't feel like much, but given time, it becomes something substantial. Here's the trap. Most people wait for inspiration, but achievers rely on discipline. Inspiration is a spark. Discipline is the engine. Inspiration will get you started, but discipline will keep you going when you don't feel like it. So if you want your vision to live, stop waiting for the perfect mood. Start practicing perfect discipline. Because the world doesn't reward intention. It rewards action. Another thing you'll discover, daily action creates clarity. So many people sit back saying, I don't know what to do. I don't have it all figured out. But you'll never have it all figured out at the start. You learn as you move. You discover as you walk. It's like driving at night. You don't need your headlights to reveal the whole highway, just the next 100 feet. As you keep moving, more of the road becomes visible. Daily action is your set of headlights. Every step reveals the next. Never underestimate what small daily actions can do over time. One workout won't change your body, but daily workouts will transform your health. One conversation won't transform your marriage, but daily effort will. $1 saved won't make you rich, but daily saving will. Success isn't built in a day. It's built day by day. Your future self depends on today's choices. So let me ask you, what's one thing you can do today that brings you closer to your vision? Not 10 things. Not everything. Just one. Because the future you're dreaming of depends on the choices you make right now. Don't let your vision die in the waiting room of someday. Turn it into daily action and watch how ordinary steps become extraordinary outcomes. Step 5, master consistency. Now we arrive at the greatest secret of all, consistency. You see, talent can open a door, charisma can get you noticed, but only consistency keeps you growing. Anyone can do something great for a day. Few can do it every day. That's why the world is full of talented people who never reached their potential. They never mastered consistency. Talent shines bright, but without consistency, it flickers out. Charisma excites people, but without consistency, the excitement fades. It's not what you do once that builds your future. It's what you do daily. Greatness isn't built in a moment of brilliance. Greatness is built in the repetition of small, disciplined actions over time. That's why success often looks boring on the outside. It's not fireworks every day. It's repetition. It's practice. It's showing up when others give up. And here's the promise. If you keep showing up even when you're tired, even when it's boring, even when no one is clapping one day, the results will speak for themselves. Consistency compounds. And what you do daily eventually becomes who you are permanently. You don't rise to the level of your talent, you fall to the level of your habits. And consistency is the habit that separates achievers from dreamers. Let me illustrate this. There's a story about the Chinese bamboo tree. You plant the seed, you water it, and for the first year, nothing happens. The second year, still nothing. Third year, nothing. Fourth year, nothing. Imagine the frustration. You've been consistent, but there's no sign of growth. But in the fifth year, something incredible happens. The bamboo shoots up, sometimes growing over 80 feet in just 6 weeks. Now, here's the question. Did the bamboo tree grow 80 feet in 6 weeks, or did it grow 80 feet in 5 years? The truth is, it was growing the whole time underground, unseen. Your consistency was building the roots. That's how success works. Most of your growth happens underground, hidden, while you're still showing up daily. Then one day, suddenly the world sees the results. You see, most people quit in years 1, 2, 3, or 4. They say it's not working. But those who stay consistent get to experience the bamboo moment, the breakthrough. Consistency isn't about instant results. It's about inevitable results. If you stay the course, what you've been building will eventually show. Now, don't think consistency is only about the big dramatic habits. Consistency shows up in the small things. Brushing your teeth daily prevents decay. Saying I love you daily builds strong relationships. Reading for 20 minutes daily expands your mind. Saving a small amount daily creates wealth. It's the small things done repeatedly that add up to a big life. And here's the deeper truth. Consistency doesn't just change what you do, it changes who you are. What you do occasionally influences your results. What you do consistently shapes your identity. A consistent reader becomes a thinker. A consistent saver becomes wealthy. A consistent encourager becomes a leader. Consistency builds character, and character determines destiny. Ladies and gentlemen, let me leave you with this. You now have the blueprint. 5 steps, 5 keys, 5 pillars to unlocking your full potential. And each one requires a choice. So there it is. Own your identity. Stop apologizing for who you are. Stop shrinking to fit into places you've outgrown. If you were designed for greatness, live like it. If you were created for more, stand like it. Your future begins the moment you stop pretending to be less than what you really are. Build habits for your destiny. What you do daily is either moving you closer to your destiny or dragging you further from it. Change the habit, change the outcome. Refine the routine, refine the destiny. And don't wait for someday. Someday's not on the calendar. Choose the right associations. This one will test you because it involves letting go. But listen, your associations determine your acceleration. Walk with those who push you higher, or stay stuck with those who keep you lower. If you want to rise, surround yourself with eagles. If you want to soar, stop scratching with chickens. Audit your circle, and have the courage to walk with those who stir your potential, not those who suffocate it. Turn vision into action. Vision without execution is just imagination. So here's the charge. Don't just dream it, do it. Don't just see it, step into it. Don't just hope for it, work for it. Take the call, write the page, save the dollar, build the habit. Small, steady, consistent action will transform vision into reality. And master consistency. Consistency is the difference between a spark and a flame, between a wish and a legacy. Anybody can start. Anybody can shine for a moment. But those who stay, those who keep showing up, even when it's hard, even when it's quiet, they're the ones who finish strong. The charge is this. Be the one who keeps showing up, because what you do daily becomes who you are permanently. This is the path to unlocking your potential. And you already feel the calling. You already know there's more in you. So the question is no longer, am I born for more? You already know that. The real question is, when will I start living like it? Potential is God's gift to you. But purpose, that's your gift back to Him. And my friend, the time has come. Not tomorrow, not next year, not someday, but today. So rise, unlock it, and live it.